Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you all so very much being here. I am up in the wee hours of the morning recording, drinking a Boost. Let me get a drink of this. Tried to sleep a few hours and it was just miserable, honestly. Between refluxing and also when I was refluxing so bad that stomach acid came out my nose. Yes, I'm sorry. So you know how bad stomach acid burns your throat? Imagine how bad it burns your nose. So I was already miserable trying to get comfortable in a position where the muscle inside my stomach at my feeding tube wasn't being pinched or whatever it is it does. I was trying to get in a position to get that more comfortable. And so I was already miserable. And then I ended up refluxing really bad. I mean, I was refluxing several times, but I was trying to sleep. That's what I was trying to do. And then finally, I just refluxed so bad it came out my nose. So I thought I'd get up and sit up for a little while and see if my stomach will calm down all the refluxing. So Phoebe got up with me. She's over here in her puppy bed. And Big Daddy is still asleep. He won't get up for another couple hours. And I thought I would just crochet on this. Today I'm going to do a day in the life of video. So this is what I do in the mornings or at night. Anytime I can't sleep and I'm sitting up. I crochet on whatever project's on my desk. You know, whether I put a few stitches or a few rounds, whatever. I just pick it up and try to crochet on it a little bit to get my mind off of the pain. It's not working. By the way, it's not working. But to get my mind off of the pain sometimes, and yeah. Right now, my nose and throat are burning. I was hoping this super cool boost is going to help my esophagus. It's not going to help my throat. I mean, my nose. But it is really cold. Oh, goodness. Anyway, my plans are today is to kind of just record clips along the day. No matter what's going on, no matter what happens. I don't have any plans for the day, so it's just a typical day in the life of a crocheter with chronic illnesses. And so, whatever happens, happens. But I hated that I started my day refluxing out my nose. So I sat up in here for a little bit trying to get all that mucus out of my esophagus and nose and all. And yeah. And then trying to get it where I could just talk and all. Anyway, I am making a little octopus, and I would like to make some headway on this today. It shouldn't be very big of an octopus, but I'm thinking it'll be cute. That's my plans, is for it to be cute. I hope so. Anyway, my yarn is splitting, as I talk about in yesterday's video. about how much my yarn was splitting on me. But I'm still pushing forward and doing what I gotta do. Oh, Phoebe's. She's probably just laying over here like, are we going back to bed? She likes to get in the bed and go to sleep. But she always wants to get up when I get up. She don't let me get up without her. And I always get her because she's so little. I don't want her jumping off the bed and hurting herself. So I don't allow her to jump off the bed. So as soon as she knows I'm getting up, she's there like, get me, get me. She don't know that she could jump off the bed. Well, I don't know, she'd probably fall. Our bed is really high. And I just, I don't want her to even try to jump off the bed onto our, wood floors and hurt her little self. She's too precious for that. And I don't know where Sissy and Sassy are at the moment. They're probably thinking, what? Why are we getting up? Why should she get up? So I don't know where they are at the very moment. They're not in here with me. That's why I have desk space. Anyway, I'm going to just crochet on this and do clips and chat, and I don't know what all will be in this video. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere today or doing anything exciting except living my life, and I am excited that I am living my life. I'm excited that I woke up. Just not excited about the way I woke up. You got me? You got what I'm saying? Yes. So what I do is when I'm crocheting a certain number of rows, it's like all single crochets. Like I gotta crochet rows 9 through 16, just single crochet. So to keep up with that and not have to count my rows all the time, I counted out 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, all the way to 16. And so that's how, and then when I finish a row, I put one back, and what's left is how many more rows I've got to crochet. So, yeah. So what are you guys watching? Any new shows that you're watching? I am watching Station 19. I finished up 911, the last episode. I don't know if there's more episodes coming, but I watched the last episode and of Bobby's funeral. If you watch that, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and it's okay. But I watched the last episode of that, and then it just brought up Station 19 and started playing season 1, episode 1 of that. So I just let it play, and I kind of got into it. So that's what I'm watching now. Station 19. So a few episodes in. Maybe it's season 2 now, I don't know. Let's see. I am going to have a video either this week or next week about organizing my yarn and my yarn room and how I'm getting organized and what I'm doing to kind of get myself on track. So I don't know exactly when that video will be, but it will be coming up soon. I have a lot of work to do to get to that point, and I need help, but I don't have help, so it's just going to take me a really long time to do it because I can only do a tiny bit at a time. If I had a little help, it could get done way quicker. Anyway, this octopus is going to be neon colors. obviously the ball part is hot pink. It's going to have this blue for the tentacles and this yellow, neon yellow, for a part of it too. So keep checking back. Today I'll be checking in as I'm working on it, and hopefully I get a good bit of this done. I'd like to complete the octopus today as I am making this video and getting things done. But Paige will be coming this morning to do my morning meds and hook me up for a feeding with my formula through my G-tube and my pump. I have a kangaroo pump. It's the name of the pump, kangaroo pump. And she'll set that up, and I always crochet while I'm getting my formula. And a lot of times when I'm, recording a video and sitting here crocheting, I'm actually getting my formula. You guys just don't know that. So this is a video that kind of shows behind the scenes and what's going on when you don't even realize it's going on. So you never know what someone's doing while they're crocheting. You've seen those videos or whatever of people who are working from home, and they might be sitting there, with no pants on. Okay, I have pants on, okay? But, you can only see their top part, their shirt. And so they might have a shirt and a tie on and no pants. But I promise you, I do have pants on. It may be pajama pants, but I have pants on. I'm just hooked up to a feeding machine, a pump, that is pumping formula through my G-tube. And you don't always see that. Once in a while, you might see a video where you see that. I probably should show that more often, because people really just don't get it unless you see it, right? And to bring awareness to all these health issues that, people have, and, and then other people don't understand about them and such. That happens. So I hope that I do bring a little awareness to some chronic illnesses. I mean, I can't, not to the ones that I don't have, but the ones that I have, just to help people understand what it's like living in chronic pain or with chronic health issues day to day. It's very daunting, to say the least. It gets old. It gets overwhelming. It gets tiresome. But you can either lay down and die, or you can fight and push forward. And sometimes, I'm going to be really honest, okay? Sometimes I do think, what am I fighting for? Another day to be in pain? Another day to just, what? What am I fighting for? I mean, I do have days where I think that. But, I'm going to keep fighting as long as I can. I'm still fighting. I'm still here. All right, I'll be back. Unfortunately, today is not going very well for me. I tried to lay down and sleep several times, and each time I got in the bed and would try to get comfortable and start dozing off, and I would just start refluxing and acid reflux just coming all up in my mouth and in my nose, and it just burned so bad. So I'd get up and come sit up in here a little bit, sleep in my computer, sitting here at my desk in my computer chair, and just sleep a little bit sitting up in this chair, and then just wake up hurting so bad. Go try to lay down, and same thing. So I'm up again, but it is morning now. Big Daddy's getting ready for work, and I am trying to sip on some hot apple cider to break up all this mucus in my throat. My throat is just burning so bad, and it's full of mucus from that stomach acid. This is not the way I thought I would be filming this video, but it is part of life. I never know from day to day how my life is going to look. Each day is different, and it just looks like this is going to be kind of a bad day. And also inside my stomach where my feeding tube is, when I lay down, the balloon, I don't know if it's rubbing on a muscle. There's a balloon inside my stomach from the feeding tube, and when I lay down, it's like that. It hurts so bad. It's like that balloon is rubbing on a muscle in there, or pushed up in a muscle, or pinching a muscle, or something. I don't know what it's doing in there, but it hurts like crazy. And I try to reposition myself and get some relief so it's not hurting. Basically, just I had to get up and just come sit up for a while to get some relief from that also. It's miserable. It's been a miserable night, and it looks like it's a not so great morning, but I hope today turns around, because I really do have things I need to accomplish today. So I'm going to try to push forward and do what I need to do today. But thank you for coming along and joining me to see what it's like when you feel like crap and you've had no sleep and your legs and feet are so swollen. Really, my whole body just feels so swollen. I feel bloated. My stomach's bloated. It's hurting. It feels like there's a belt wrapped around my mid-stomach area or abdomen area and just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And then I just feel puffy. My face is all puffy, which I'll probably be in the video here in a little bit throughout the day, and you'll see my face is just really puffy, and my body's just so swollen. My legs and feet are swollen. They hurt to the point where my legs are even weeping. It's got to get better. I am still working on my jellyfish, and it's coming out pretty cute. I'm using these 3 neon colors. The blue really isn't neon, but it's going to work just fine. But anyway, I am working along, trying to get this little ruffle piece put on here. And Sassy come up to help me. The problem is she thinks we're supposed to hold hands, and so she keeps wanting me to stop and hold hands with her. Because that's what we do in the bed. I have to hold her hands so she doesn't scratch me or anything, because she always wants to like hug me and just wrap her paws around me and her legs, and I'm just scared she's going to scratch me, and so I hold her paws at night. And so she thinks we're supposed to hold paws right now. She can get comfortable anywhere. Huh, sassy girl? One more. I'm trying to push forward, even though I'm not feeling well at all today. Trying to push forward. It's been a long day already. Paige is supposed to be here soon to do my meds, and we are expecting a lot of rain today, like Louisiana is all Louisiana is under a flash flood warning. So we're expecting a lot of rain today and I guess the rest of the week. So we're keeping an eye on that. But it's supposed to start as 100% chance rain today. And I think it's supposed to start about the time that Paige is supposed to be here. So if she texted me and said that she wasn't going to come because of that, I would totally understand. But so far she hasn't. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we got just a little bit of time before she comes. So I was trying to crochet on this because I really want to get this finished today. It's a quick project. It shouldn't take too long to get all this done. Okay, this pattern is by Crocheter. They have doll patterns. And so I'm starting with a little jellyfish. They have a couple of little animals, maybe a dog, a cat, maybe a bear, I'm not sure. And then they have some gorgeous dolls. And I want to make some of their dolls. But I was just starting with a simple project on there first and see how that goes. Then I will be starting one of their doll projects. I'm almost back around, about halfway. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Like I said, I still feel really, really horrible, but I'm trying to push through and make the best of my day anyway. Hopefully that happens. I'm just having a bad day. That's all there is to it. Alright, guys. So, like I said, today is just going to be different clips of whatever I'm doing. I hope that I stop refluxing at some point and I can go lay down and take a nap because I need some sleep so bad and I need to get my legs up and I just need to lay down and sleep. And I cannot do that if I am just refluxing like crazy. So, we'll see what happens. Skip. Alright. So Paige has made it to my house, and Paige is the lady who comes and does my meds and gives me formula through my feeding tube, hooks it all up and everything for me. And so she's got my meds set out here, and I just came in here to record a little clip of her situating all that and getting all my pills. And she puts them in this grinder here, and it grinds them up to just a fine powder. It doesn't take very long to just zip that, and next thing you know, it's a little powder, and she dumps it all back in that little cup and adds a little bit of water in it and then pulls it up in a syringe. And she has got what she does down, and she can do it pretty efficiently. It grinds those pills up to just like a fine dust, and it is like a dust. They're just floating around. I really do appreciate Paige. She is a lifesaver for me. She comes every day for 2 hours, and I appreciate her very much. So anyway, if you're new here and you don't know, I have lupus, scleroderma, Raynaud's, CREST, and so I have a feeding tube because scleroderma hardened my esophagus and it doesn't work properly to push food down the esophagus, and so I do have a feeding tube because of that. And now I'm also dealing with gastroparesis and reflux, GERD. I've had that for quite a while, but it's getting worse and worse to the point where I just can't stand it anymore. But Paige is just, going about her business there, doing my peels, and that one is little capsules, a capsule with some little granules, so she puts it in some warm water to dissolve it. But I just wanted to, do this little video, a day in the life of a crocheter with chronic illness. So you can see that I do, crochet in between everything else that I'm dealing with. Whether it's, being sick, throwing up, getting a feeding, getting medicine, taking a nap, refluxing, and just everything that I, deal with during a day, chronic pain. And a chronic illness is not for the weak. It is not. It's a lot. And you can see, it's a lot to prep my meds and to get those to me. And my formula is Isosource 1.5. So she gets that in my feeding tube bag that hangs on the pole. She's already done that. I didn't record that part. And she's rolled it in there to my desk, so it's waiting on her to give my meds, and then she'll hook me up to that. So she's just filling the syringes with the different meds that I take. It ends up being quite a bit. It's a lot to it. It's overwhelming at times. And like I said, I'm very thankful that I do have Paige to help me with that and keep all that straight. I'm on some new meds for the reflux and all, but it is not helping. Matter of fact, I feel like it might even be worse now. After starting those new meds, it was 2 new meds I started. I feel like it may even be worse now, but one thing about having a chronic illness is you just never know from day to day how you're going to wake up. If you're going to have a bad day, a really bad day, or an okay day. And so I was really hoping for an okay day, but it ended up being a pretty bad day. It started off bad, and it's just snowballed to the point where it just continued to get bad. But you never know with chronic illnesses how each day is going to be. Matter of fact, you don't even know hour to hour or minute to minute. You might be fine 1 hour or 1 minute, and the next minute be sick. Okay, she got all my meds and my syringes, and we're at my desk now. You can see Phoebe over there in her puppy bed peeking over to see what Paige is doing. She's in the bathroom getting some more supplies together. And Phoebe's just taking a little look-see to see what's she doing to my mama now. And here comes Sassy to see what was going on. But have no fear. There's nothing sterile about the stomach. So none of that has to be sterile, because what's in your stomach is not sterile, or anything around your stomach is not sterile. And at this point, we're changing the pad gauze around my feeding tube, and you can see it's pretty red, and we're all looking right there. And it's been hurting really bad on the inside of my stomach. I have a balloon on the inside of my stomach that's on the other end of that tube, and so it feels like that balloon is like just pushing up against a muscle or something. It hurts really, really bad on the inside. And you can see how red it is on the outside, so that hurts pretty bad too. And so she gave me a little medicine on my finger that I'm going to put around that. And then she's going to add a little powder to it just in case it's like yeast. That's an antifungal powder. And so if there's any yeast going on there, that will help with that. So that's a 4x4 split gauze and a tubey pad around on that, because mine does tend to leak a lot, and so that soaks up. Sometimes my shirt does get wet and I have to change, tops. But usually I try to change that before it gets too wet and everything. So I always lay down a rag right there on my stomach just in case there's any spillage out from my tube as she's changing syringes out. And Paige does a really good job of getting that out, getting that in without much spillage. Sometimes there is a little bit because that just happens with tube feedings, but for the most part she does a really good job with that. And then I'm try to undo the clamp, and the clamp, clamp it and unclamp it in between syringes. Sometimes I have a little trouble getting it unclamped. This is just part of daily life. When you have, chronic illness, there's always lots of meds involved. But because I can't swallow all those pills, I'm thankful that they can go through a feeding tube, or I wouldn't get them at all. I might get one tiny pill down, but a next one would not go down, and I'm going to throw it up. So there were several small syringes with meds in it, and then there's, I think about 3 big syringes with meds. I think this might be the last one, because that one looks like it's the one with my pills that are ground up. And now she's hooking my formula up. My IV pole is right there by me, and she went ahead and plugged my formula into my tube. And then I can turn my pump on, get the settings correctly, and just turn it on and get it going. And then it just pumps my formula into my stomach while I go about crocheting. So that's the bag, and the formula is poured into that. And then it just runs down through the tube. The tube is into the machine. It's threaded into the machine. And then that tube hooks up to the tube that's coming out of my stomach. A G-tube, which is a dangler. Okay, so I'm sitting there hooked up to my formula, and I'm trying to crochet out where you can actually see me crocheting, but I can't crochet like that. It was very frustrating, and also hard to hold my arms up in the air to crochet. So I did end up, going to my desk to crochet. Plus I couldn't see very well that far back from the light from my desk, but I gave it a try, and it just wasn't working out, and I kept messing up. So there, I'm trying to restart it. But that's what I do whenever I'm getting my formula, is I just sit there and crochet. And find something. Usually I find something to watch and crochet and get my formula, all at the same time. But I was having difficulty trying to crochet with my arms up in the air like that. It was very tiring. So now I'm up at my desk to crochet, and unfortunately, Sassy's taking most of my desk. That's how my jellyfish is turning out. So the body of the jellyfish, and then there's that ring around the bottom of it. And the tentacles are actually supposed to be crocheted from a front loop, because it was a row that I did crochet into the back loops. But with me in my situation, it's kind of hard sometimes to have that big ball and then to crochet off of it and to keep that straight. And so I just opted to crochet the tentacles and then add them to the octopus later. I'm going to leave tails to tie those in. So that's what I'm sitting there doing, just making a tentacle for the octopus. And yeah, Sassy is up there on my desk because, she thinks it's her desk and she wants to be close by. And, I'm still getting my formula. You just can't see it. Paige is still there. She is actually in the kitchen washing out all those syringes and stuff like that. And I'm having a lot of trouble getting going on that tentacle. It was giving me some trouble there. Someone suggested I yarn over and try to yarn under instead. I could not do it. I could not get my hands to do that and hold the yarn, hold the little project, and keep some tension. I couldn't do it. So I will continue to yarn over as I always have, but I gave it a try. I just couldn't do it. So anyway, yeah, I just sit there and crochet. Most of my day is just crocheting, taking a nap, back to crocheting, back to taking a nap. On a bad day. On a good day, I might be able to do other things, but I was having a really bad day on this particular day, and it's not what I had visioned for this video, but it's just the way my day turned out. So here we share the truth, whether it's a good day or a bad day, and unfortunately this was a bad day, and all I was able to do was a little crocheting and take naps. But at some point in this, I had not had any sleep at all, and so I was really struggling with pain and just overwhelmed with sleepiness. And so Paige ended up unhooking my formula a little bit early and left a little early so that I could go lay down, because I was just so desperate for sleep. And so I did go and lay down, but unfortunately I was still refluxing really, really bad. Sometimes I had to turn that light off because it kind of just blows out my stitches where I can't see them at all. And so I turn that light off a little bit and I can see slightly better. I do have an eye appointment, but I don't think it's until June or July. I can't remember the date. But in July, I think so.
A long time away.
Yeah, it's too long away. Maybe next time I do a day in the life of, maybe I'll have a better day and we'll be doing other things and can actually, you know, feel better and share different things that I do. Well, guys, it has just been a bad day all the way around today. I've tried to lay down several times and I just can't, because I start refluxing to the point that I'm refluxing out of my nose, and it's just horrible, burning, and it's just miserable. I'm so sleepy and I can't get any sleep because of the refluxing. It's not because I can't sleep. I mean, I could sleep. I'm sleepy. I feel like I could lay down and sleep for days. But you can't if you're like throwing up. And so I only got one tentacle done today. That's just all I could do. I just feel so bad. But some days are like that, you know. Some days are bad. Some days are really bad. Some days are semi-good days, you know. Once in a while I have a good day. But today is just not a good day at all. I do like this octopus that it has this little ring around the neck. I do like the way that does work out. And like I said, you're supposed to crochet the tentacles on here about every third stitch around that ring right there, but I just know that it's going to be hard for me to hold this and control it and go back and do this too, so I opted to just create the tentacles and then tie them in, but I just don't even have that in me today. I'm trying. I might try here a little bit. Big Daddy's on his way home, and he's going to fix me some chicken broth and just see if that will soothe my throat. That's all I'm trying to do right now, is just soothe my throat that's on fire. So I'm kind of just waiting for him to get home and try that. This is not the video I envisioned making today. I just wasn't expecting to have this bad of a day. But that's just the way it is. And if I'm going to share my truth, that's the truth, that some days are just really bad like this. It has been storming here all day long, just off and on. Storm for a little while and then calm down and storm some more. Strong winds, hail, lots of rain. I think there's a tornado warning out now. And the electricity has been flickering for about an hour, and now the power is out completely. So I'm just sitting here in the dark, holding Phoebe because she's scared. And yeah, just sitting here. It sums up my day completely. I wish I could just go lay down and get in the bed and sleep till this is over, but I can't lay down, so I'm just sitting here in my desk chair at my computer desk, you know, where I'm always sitting, and just kind of sitting in my chair. Maybe I can doze off or something. But anyway, yeah, I hope you're staying safe if you're having bad weather wherever you are. I hope you're safe and the weather's not too bad. I did see somewhere where it said Louisiana, the entire state's under flood warnings or flood watch. I don't remember which it said, but I just hope it doesn't get too bad. Too much rain. I don't know exactly how many inches we're supposed to be getting, but I hope it don't dump too much, because Bayou Lupus is pretty full. Ouachita River is pretty full. We just don't need a whole lot of rain. I came in here to pour me some tea, and I overflowed my glass, and tea is everywhere. I'm trying to clean it up. I couldn't see, and I just overflowed my glass big time. Big Daddy called and said he had to pull over on the side of the road and stop because he couldn't see. It was raining so hard and the wind was blowing so hard, it was pushing his little car around. He was a Jeep Cherokee, and it was pushing that around, so he pulled over on the side of the road to let the let it ease up before he comes on. Oh wait, I got a text. Oh my, Zeke's mom just texted me that they've lost about 4 trees just now. She was wanting to know how I was doing. I don't know that I've lost any trees. I don't think so. If I have, it's not anything right up around the house. She said they lost 4 trees, but nothing's hit the house, so that's good. It was some strong wind. It's eased up right this minute. I hope it don't get bad again. No, Big Daddy did make it home. He is safe, but he is hungry. He said that this evening at work, he was looking forward to getting home and fixing him some dinner because he worked through lunch and didn't eat anything. So he was thinking he needed to get home and fix him something good for dinner and all. That's not happening. I'm going to see if you can see Phoebe. She's right here. You can't see her. Phoebe. What is it, baby? You want to go get in the bed? Me too. So I'm just sitting here staring at this little bit of yarn that's on my desk. It's not quite all the way dark outside, but it's dark in here without this lantern. It's dark. So, I don't know. Just sit here. I wish I could lay down. But I know when I lay down, I'll start refluxing. I'll reflux just sitting in the chair. So, it just gets worse whenever I lay down. The octopus that I've been working on is sitting right there. Sassy, what are you doing up there? Watching over me? I'm sitting in the den where Big Daddy sits back here, and he's over there on the love seat, and I'm sitting here at his computer chair at his desk, and Sassy got up on top of, I don't know what you call this thing, a tall piece of furniture.
She up on the wardrobe?
Yeah, the wardrobe thing. Sassy, what are you doing? I don't know if you can see her. We're just sitting here in the dark. He's got candles over there, and I got a little lantern over here. Ooh, almost knocked my glass over. Guys, thank you for following along. It was not the day I expected or the video I thought I was making, but that's just the way it turned out, and sometimes that happens. But, you know, today's a new day, and I hope you all have a great day. It's a beautiful day to crochet, and I'll see you all in the next video, friends.